What's up, explorers? Welcome back to our channel. We're the Choose here from Choose to Explore, where we teach you guys how to see the world
and save $1.
So this is the last video in our Egypt series. We started out in the capital of Cairo, where we saw the pyramids of Giza. We went south to Luxor, where we saw the largest open-air museum. And lastly, we went to Aswan, and we're chilling with the Nubians in Abu Simbel. But today we're gonna give you guys our top 10 things to do in Egypt. So stay tuned, you don't wanna miss this one.
So of course we have to start it off with the pyramids of Giza. They're the only ancient world's wonder that still exists, and they are incredible to see. You must see.
Honestly, we drove there directly from the airport, and that drive up there, when you see it just sticking out through the desert, through the city, it's like no other.
It looks like it comes out of nowhere. They're so massive and so impressive to see. Definitely not overrated at all.
And the best part about it was that it was super affordable. That Uber was like $10 total. One thing to note is it's the pyramids. Everybody comes to Egypt to see it, so it generally is very crowded. Also, I do want to note is that we were there early, like right around the opening time, and there seemed to be a lot of people, but staying there till later and feeling that heat, I definitely understand why people get there early. It's definitely going to be cooler in the early morning.
So to enter, it was about 15 USD per adult. For students, if you do have your student ID with you, it will also be a discounted price, maybe like half the price.
Also, there are a lot of other things you can do in the pyramid complex, such as entering the different pyramids. We actually didn't do this because we were scared of the booby traps and something popping off and a dart coming and hit us, so we left that one alone.
That doesn't happen. Everyone came out just fine. We just didn't do it.
Also, there was camel rides you can do, so you can go through the Sahara Desert on a camel ride. We didn't do it this time, but I did it my first time around. The pricing for this really depends on how good your negotiation skills are. So people came and they offered us $20, $40, $100 rides, and people also offered us like $10, $5 rides. So in Egypt, everything is up for negotiation. We actually visited all the pyramids on foot, and we were walking through the Sahara Desert. Everybody was looking at us crazy, but we loved the experience being in the Sahara Desert. Also in the pyramid complex, we ended up eating at the 9 Pyramids Lounge, and this has some of the best views of all the pyramids. You have the 3 large ones, you have the pyramids of the queens, and you have the other 3 on the side, and you can see all 9 pyramids from here. You got to eat the food, they have performances, they have so many different things here. And relatively compared to US and New York prices, the food was inexpensive as well. The 2 of us ate, and I believe our meal was under $30 total.
Yes, just keep in mind that this lounge is a little bit far to walk to, so you will need a driver to take you there, and you do have to pay for the driver to enter the pyramids complex as well as the car fee as well. And also we paid our driver about $10 to wait for us while we ate.
But definitely worth it for these amazing views.
So one of my favorite things that we did while we were in Egypt was taking a Felucca ride on the Nile. So a Felucca is this traditional boat, and it was so peaceful, so calm, especially at sunset.
We actually had the opportunity to do this at both Luxor as well as Aswan, and there's nothing like sailing on the Nile River. We went during Ramadan, so everybody was fasting before sunset. So going on the water, hearing the call of worship, seeing the sunset, everybody breaking their fast and eating, it was just an amazing experience in Egypt. As we stated before, everything in Egypt is up for negotiation. So after bargaining, it ended up being somewhere around $14 for the 2 of us to sail privately on a Felucca during sunset. The prices vary, and if you book with your hotel, it will be a lot more expensive, but just talk the people down, and it depends on how much time you have and how much you're willing to negotiate. But we were comfortable with around $14.
Yeah, we sailed for about an hour, which was plenty time.
The next one that we're going to talk about is Luxor Temple. And Luxor is about a 10-hour drive from Cairo. And we ended up spending about 3 days in Luxor and had an amazing time. Luxor is known as the largest open-air museum in the world, and for good reason. We ended up paying about $10 per person in order to enter Luxor Temple, and this was card only. As we said earlier, if you have a student ID, you could get this for half price. And it was just amazing, seeing the different obelisks, the statues, the hieroglyphics everywhere. All of this just felt otherworldly. It was just amazing. It makes you really wonder, how the heck did the Egyptians make this?
Yeah, everything's so massive. I would think giants had to have built them.
We actually did something really cool where we started at Karnak Temple, which is another amazing, beautiful temple, and we actually walked the Avenue of the Sphinxes in order to get to Luxor Temple. I would definitely recommend spending some time in exploring Karnak Temple, Avenue of the Sphinx, as well as Luxor Temple in your time in Luxor.
Yes, but definitely if it's too hot, don't be afraid to take a taxi or a different type of transportation rather than walking the whole Avenue of the Sphinxes. It's kind of long. So next up, we're still in Luxor, and we're going to talk about the Valley of the Kings.
So the Valley of the Kings is a mind-blowing place there in Luxor. In order to get here from Luxor, you have to actually cross over the Nile River, and it honestly from the outside looks like it's just a mountain or just some rocks. It's actually called the Valley of the Kings because there are over 100 different kings, pharaohs, priests, queens.
Important people.
Yeah, just really important people that are buried here.
You can even find King Tut's tomb here.
We paid around $15 per person in order to enter here, and it was well worth it. In your ticket, it actually includes 3 different tombs, and we actually visited 4 and paid extra to see another one. A pro tip with this one is a lot of people tend to congregate in the beginning 3 tombs, and if you walk all the way to the end, you get a lot of the bigger tombs all to yourself. But it's actually crazy to think about how somebody made this with basically no light, the details, the hieroglyphics, the colors that still stand. It's just amazing.
And when you enter the tombs, you'll also find locals inside, and they'll give you a little bit of a tour. So definitely have some cash on you to give a tip, because they're looking for a tip for sure.
So even though these are tombs, we didn't see any mummies here. A lot of the mummies, they moved here to other parts of Egypt, but we were able to see other sarcophaguses and other artifacts while we were there.
If this has been helpful so far, hit the subscribe button. Now this next top thing to do in Egypt is one of the newest things that you can do in Cairo. It's actually the GEM Museum, which stands for Grand Egyptian Museum, and it's probably one of the most grand museums I've ever been to.
So usually when you talk about Egypt's history, you don't really think about new things, but this place is so new that it still isn't even open.
So well, it is open, but not everything is complete and all the installations aren't quite there yet, but it's definitely worth a visit already.
It's a super organized museum that teaches you so much about ancient Egyptian history from 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years ago until current day. The different outside influences, the way of life. We got to see some mummies. We got to see amazing artifacts. We got to learn the history, and everything is just so stunning.
And to enter, it costs about 25 USD per adult. And again, bring your student ID for a discount. But also keep in mind that this is only paid with cards, no cash.
Also, they are building a direct path from the pyramids to the gem, which is going to be super cool. And they even have an amazing viewpoint where you walk up the stairs where you learn about the history and you look out and you see the pyramids. So this place right here is just amazing. Visit the Gem Museum for real.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we're going to talk about is my favorite thing in Egypt, and that is Abu Simbel. In order to get here, you have to go as far south as you can, basically on the Sudanese border. And it's truly amazing. It blows your mind to see all the amazing things that the Egyptians were able to build. So Abu Simbel is actually 2 temples that are built inside of the mountains and made for the pharaoh Ramses.
So we were actually staying in Aswan. In order to get to Abu Simbel, we took about a 3-hour bus ride, and that tour bus cost 25 USD per person.
Just for the transportation.
Yes, and once we got to Abu Simbel, then we had to pay an additional about $15 per person for the entrance.
When we got off the bus, we were amazed at the beautiful Lake Nazir. It's so beautiful, blue water, and just amazing views. But one thing that I will note is that Aswan, being further south, is gonna be hot.
I loved it.
It was so hot. You have to get there early. The problem with doing one of these tours is that everybody does the same tour, and it is so many people doing the same tour at the same time, waiting and taking pictures. So here's a pro tip. If you do want to go without all the people, just book your own transportation and pay a taxi driver.
Just look up the time of the tours and go outside of those times, because we went on a tour and there were so many people there, such long lines.
We still had an amazing time though.
Yes.
It was beautiful to see the amazing statues, walking through, interacting, and I really love Abu Simbel.
Yeah, just gotta know how to maneuver the crowds.
The next thing that we recommend is the early morning hot air balloon in Luxor.
Now, we've done hot air balloons before, like in Mexico City, but we have never done it for this price.
In Mexico City, I actually passed on it because it was like $150 per person. But here in Egypt, it was about $30 per person, so I could not pass on it. So we actually were the first ones to get picked up around like 4:30 a.m. They drove around, picked up other people. We got there and it was amazing seeing the sunrise. We got on the hot air balloon and it was just beautiful. It just felt like we were floating. We got to flow over Hurghada Temple, the Valley of the Kings. We flew over the Nile River. It was just so beautiful and so calm. This is the best way to start your morning in Egypt.
Yeah, it's well worth it. We actually did the second class hot air balloon, so we didn't do the sunrise. The sunrise is a little bit more pricey, but could still be worth it. But definitely if you get on the second class one, it's still worth it as well.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is something that we actually didn't do, but we really wanted to do, and so many people have recommended it to us, and that's to go to Siwa. The reason why we ended up not going to Siwa this time is we really had a tight itinerary with just 6 days in Egypt. Siwa is actually not on the Nile River, and it's away from a lot of the other tourist activities, and it's actually about a 10-hour drive from Cairo. But it's on our list for a reason. It has these amazing, beautiful salt ponds. So Siwa is a desert oasis where they have water in the middle of the desert. Most people go here to float in the salt ponds, and it is otherworldly and so beautiful.
And you can also see other sites like the Shali Fortress, the Amaza Hot Springs. You can see all the different salt ponds, salt pools, salt mountains, salt for days. Definitely on our list for next time.
And when we were looking up booking, we found tours somewhere around $60 to $80 for full day tours in Siwa.
The next top thing to do in Egypt that's still on our list is to visit Hurghada.
So Hurghada is an amazing, beautiful beach town right on the Red Sea. It has beautiful water, amazing marine life, and a perfect place for you to go snorkeling and diving. Also, it's very family friendly, and this is going to be more of like an upscale vibe. I want to go there just so I can bring my staff and split the Red Sea like a Moses.
And lastly, we're going to talk about Sharm el-Sheikh.
So Sharm is going to be a beautiful beach oasis as well. This is going to be more of a laid-back vibe in comparison to Hurghada. Also, it's going to have some of the most amazing snorkeling and diving that you're going to find in this region. Some people go there and spend 5 to 7 days just diving the different sites. You have different shipwrecks, you have beautiful coral, you have beautiful marine life. Our friends from the Honeymooners Club recommended going to Sharm for the laid-back vibe and some of the most affordable all-inclusive in the world.
When we were looking at all-inclusives in Sharm, we saw some for about $100 per night.
And I found some for way less than that. So, you know, that's my kind of vibe.
And if you've already been to Egypt and you have another top thing to do in Egypt, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
So thank you guys for checking out our video. We truly appreciate you for sticking all the way to the end. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.